Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cassie Villela and I'm a realtor, property manager, and investor here in San Antonio, Texas. On my channel, we talk about all things real estate, from data and investing to home design and gardening. So if that's your cup of tea, then remember to like, subscribe, follow, and all of the social media listed below. So we're going to jump right into the topic of today's video, which is biophilic design. So I am so excited about this design trend, mostly because instead of just being a crazy plant lady, now I can just say I'm a very sophisticated interior designer because biophilic design sounds like so cool, right? So we're gonna go over some of the things that means. It does not just mean having a lot of plants in your house. Let's get into that. So obviously, first of all, it does mean having plants in your house. If you like plants in your house, obviously I do. I'm gonna show you a tour. This is my bathroom actually, and I use this space to propagate a lot of plants. And so I'm gonna splice in some photos of that here. I've got some kind of test tubes hanging on the wall. This really cool thing I found on Amazon that I can put plants in and propagate them that way. And then I move them over to the windowsill. So then, you know, they can get a lot of that natural light. And then obviously I just have other plants here on the shelf that are already thriving. This is my bathroom. I've got plants all over the house, though. I think that plants are really nice to have in a space because obviously we know that plants produce oxygen, right? So I think that it helps air quality. And to me, just seeing greenery really helps my mental health a lot. So I think that being there, having that nature inside your home, you know, we're people of the earth. Like, we need that connection with nature. We need to bring it into our spaces, especially, you know, now there's such a epidemic of mental health problems that, you know, that I feel like having nature in your space can really, really be a pick-me-up. Obviously not the answer, but a nice pick-me-up. So plants, number one. Now, if you have like a black thumb and you kill plants and you're like, I am never gonna keep a plant alive. I don't care how easy of a pothos you give me. I'm never going to keep that alive. I don't understand you, but you can actually still use biophilic design. So one of the things that, you know, this design principle means is, again, just bringing that nature into our spaces. So that doesn't have to be an inside plant. It can be a view to the outside world where plants are naturally growing, right? So if you've got a beautiful backyard, having your kitchen table where you've got a nice huge window and you can look at the trees and you can put a bird feeder and have birds come and, you know, while you're having your morning coffee, just watching the birds eat and looking outside, that is biophilic design as well. Having even photos of nature. So maybe you're in an office and you have no windows, and so you can't really have plants because they won't have any light and you won't have any natural light. You can still put up photos, or we'll get to later, natural materials. So there are ways to incorporate this design without necessarily having houseplants. As we're talking about views of nature, a third thing you can do to incorporate some biophilic design into your home is using natural light. So another reason I love this bathroom is because we've got a nice big window over here, and so there's always a lot of natural light coming in to this space. I am somebody, I don't have blinds on any of my windows. I don't have any blinds in my house because I am that person who like wakes up and just opens every curtain all the way. I need as much light coming into my home as possible. I hate dark spaces. I like lots of, you know, just airy light, you know, even opening those windows and letting the air flow through can be just so helpful. And again, that biophilic design, because as you have the open windows, you're seeing nature, the light is coming in, the window, if the window's open, the air is coming in. All of that is biophilic design. One thing we can't forget about is sound. We normally think of interior design as like what we see, That's the only sense we really think about, because as you're reading like Architectural Digest or, Home and Garden, you can't smell a picture, right? So we look at, oh, this sofa, or look at the arrangements, or look at this wall decoration. But actually living in a space and enjoying that space has to involve all of your senses, right? So when we're talking about the sounds of nature, you can use like a fountain. Many people find the sound of running water to be very calming. So in my office, I have, just something I got off of Amazon, just a little fountain that I can turn on and just have that soothing sound that really helps me de-stress. Even if it's just like a sound that you play on your phone, right? Like there's all kinds of apps and songs now where you can hear, birds or, whatever forest sounds, whatever you can find. If you bring that into your space, that's really going to pick you up. And again, I'm going to advocate for like open windows and having lots of windows to the outside, because one thing in my house, we have a ton of trees and I love birds. That's my favorite animal. So I always have like a ton of bird feeders. And so my house always sounds like birds chirping. Well, no, that's false. If the kids are home, my house sounds like children screaming. But if they are at school and I'm working, I can hear the chirping outside my window and it makes me so happy. Sounds of nature, don't leave that out of your interior design plan. Sound is very important too. Moving on to number 5, again, another sense that we often don't think about is smell. So the smell of your space matters a lot. I mean, ask anybody who's got into a home that smells bad, right? Like you want to get out of there as quickly as you can. If you can, again, opening the windows, that fresh air coming through your home, just cannot be beat, especially like when it's first warming up and it's becoming spring. I'm filming this in March. I love to open like windows on both sides of my home. I do have a big open space where you can see like the front and the back window in this one space. If I open those, I mean, there is just a breeze coming through that is divine, right? So opening the window, and then also just, whether it's diffusing essential oils or lighting a candle or wax melt, whatever smells appeal to you, I think really brings a lot to your space. And something I like to do, and I know a lot of people like to do, I'm pretty sure I learned this from my mother. My mother did this. But like every season has its own scent. And so, as we're going into fall, of course, pumpkin spice and things like that smell like, cinnamon or clove, things like that that just smell so good. And Christmas, like the spruce trees or like Christmas tree scent. Then like in the spring, I like to have like floral scents. And then in the summer, like fresh scents like fruit or, something that's a little more, just like vibrant and kind of strong, in the summertime. To me, that also kind of helps my mind, like with the changing of the seasons and like looking forward to that new season. Just letting that floral scent fill your home in spring is just really fun. And so last, we're going to talk about natural materials. So if you are a plant murderer, this is where you are going to be able to incorporate biophilic design into your home or office. So natural materials like rocks, wood, furniture made from real wood, organic textiles, so curtains or blankets or just fabric on sofas that is organic, that feels real, if that makes sense. And then just color schemes, browns and greens and, light grays, like kind of think about when you go to a spa, like that color scheme. Really, because it's rooted in nature, is just comforting to us. So even if you don't do well with plants, you can get, a little rock garden or something like that where you can bring, vases of sand. I don't know, just whatever appeals to you. I have a seashell on the shelf behind me here. Whatever appeals to you about nature, bring that into your space and just kind of create this space that kind of flows from the inside out. This isn't like a, bullet point on how to do this, but just kind of creating this seamless transition between inside and outside So whether that's creating a patio where you have like lots of flower pots and maybe some dining area where your guests can go in and out, and then having a window that overlooks that, and then maybe bringing some of those plants inside, you know, just to kind of create this seamless flow with nature in your home. So I hope that that was helpful. Obviously, I love this design principle. I know it's not for everybody, but I think that if you're searching for, you know, especially after what we've lived through over the past 2 years, what we're currently living through now, we're all kind of searching for some sense of stability and some sense of peace and calm and knowing. And I think that nature really provides that. I know that personally when I go for a hike or if I get outside and go in the garden, I immediately feel better. So why wouldn't I bring those things into my home and try to make my home a peaceful, solid environment? So please leave your comments down below. Do you love Biophilic? Hate it? How do you bring it into your space? What do you think about this trend? Do you think it will continue in 2022? Definitely leave your comments below. And again, if you can, leave a like, follow, subscribe, all the things. That's super helpful for my channel. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.